I know, I know. I know I said that I would be boycotting this season of Potomac, but I lied. Let's chat.
She just let me know, but they show no fish. They say you found it, but she's still gonna hold on. They say you found it, but she doesn't want.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Bonnie Scotch. Thank you so much for tuning into my video today. I wanted to bring you a review for Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 9, episode 1. Before we get into this recap, go ahead and hit the like button for me. When you hit the like button, not only is it a free way to support my channel, but it also lets YouTube know that I'm here and that you all are rocking with my commentary. So YouTube starts to shoot my content out to other viewers just like you, an audience who ordinarily would not get an opportunity to connect with my channel. Also, if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when I'm posting. I know. I said I wasn't going to be covering this show anymore and that the behavior from some of these women was so egregious, so atrocious, and absolutely hideous that I was out the game. But I decided to jump back in. I am not in a position right now where I can boycott a show. Potomac was the show that actually put my channel on the map. So I decided I was just going to jump in. What's the harm? You know, mama needs the coin. I need to line my pocketbook, and the trailer was decent for this season. So here I am. Let's just jump back in, shall we? I thought that this was a decent first episode, and I have to say that the new energy of these women that we are being introduced to really helped to carry the story along. I really enjoyed the new energy. So let's just jump right into it, shall we? We start this episode with production reenacting Karen's car accident. Y'all, was this necessary? I didn't like that. Because imagine somebody who recently had a car accident or something like that, and then they're triggered watching this episode. So is production trying to stick it to Karen? I don't know. I have never seen them do that on any type of Housewives production. I didn't like that. And I'm all here for holding Karen accountable and asking questions and whatever else, but that something about that just did not sit right in my spirit. So production, you already get a ding from me. And I complain about the difference between the production value in the black shows and shows like Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and Beverly Hills and Miami, even New York to a degree, right? I'm not seeing that standard of production value for Potomac. It's just like this haphazard, anything goes kind of energy, and I really do not like it. Karen in this unregistered driver license, unregistered car, is so irresponsible, out of control. Now, am I glad that Karen is okay? Absolutely. But my thing is, why didn't Karen call a cab? You are way too old for this. You are way too old. You have too much money. Even if you take away the fact that she's a public figure, it's just wholly irresponsible. You have to care more about yourself. You have to care more about your own life. Right? Yes, she could have hurt other people, and that's a separate thing, but she could have really hurt herself. Right? And of course, thank God nobody got hurt, but what if they did? That's my whole thing, and it's just like, I don't want to see this brush under the rug. I want to see Karen take some real accountability. I want to see her get into therapy. Karen, you have a drinking problem, right? So people with addictions, people with drinking problems, I try to approach that with a certain amount of sensitivity. I don't want to go off calling Karen an old drunk bitch or anything like that. The thing is, people who deal with alcoholism, people who deal with these types of addictions, it's coming from a place of deep pain and deep trauma. This is a form of escapism, right? So there's a certain kind of sensitivity around that I want to have, but also it's like, girl, you know you could have called a damn car. So I'm not going to take it super duper easy on Karen just because I love her and just because she's my fave. Sidebar, Ashley's confessional look. It's like this blonde synthetic wig that's very close to her skin tone. Absolutely hideous. Hideous. Her features are very pronounced. She has big eyes. She has a very pronounced nose. She has these cheekbones. So she needs a look that's going to soften her. A bob, a sharp bob. It's too sharp. It's adding more sharpness to her face, and I'm not a fan of it. I've seen Ashley look good, so when she comes in the confessional looking crazy, she likes to throw on a crazy wig. I feel like she's trolling us, and it's not working for her. So Karen and Gizelle meet up for breakfast. I want to know what's going on with Karen's mouth. She was pursing that lip at the reunion, and she's back to pursing it again. I don't know what's going on. Gizelle and Karen are having breakfast. Gizelle keeps probing and asking questions, and Karen clearly doesn't want to talk about it. Karen says that everything she is going through behind the scenes has contributed to this accident. This was not an accident, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a car accident, but it wasn't an accident. You got behind the wheel when you know you could have called somebody. We get a flashback of Ray being asked if he is in love with Karen, and he says, I think I am. Which, back when it happened, I thought it was some bullshit. Don't bring that shit on TV. Don't nobody want to see that. I don't want to see that. And it hurt my heart to see that happen. I feel like Karen probably feels like she's too old to divorce Ray, but I feel like Karen still has a lot of life in her. If you want to divorce that man, go ahead and divorce him if he's not making you happy. I'm sorry. I don't give a damn how long we've been together. Don't set up nowhere and talk about you don't know if you love me. Nigga, is you crazy? You must be going senile. Must be. See, I want women to start adapting this type of attitude. If it doesn't bring you pleasure, it needs to go. Get on your Aphrodite shit. If these niggas are not bringing you pleasure, he needs to go. He don't know if he love you. I don't know if I want to be in this relationship anymore. Deuces. What are we saying here? I know it happened a long time ago, but I'm still disgusted. And Karen also mentions that she is missing both of her parents. You know, her parents passed away. The thing is that also is not an excuse to get behind the wheel. A lot of people have lost parents and they're not endangering their own lives and the lives of others, you know? So it's not an excuse. You know what I mean? You getting drunk and passing out on your couch is one thing. You getting drunk and then going home to drive is completely different. You know you were too drunk to get behind the wheel. Now we have this scene with Mia and Gordon and their children getting ice cream. So they start to have this argument about Jeremiah's paternity, and I actually think that this scene is absolutely ridiculous. Something that we're going to start seeing is the ramifications of what it looks like to raise your children in the public eye on reality TV, right? Because some of these people, we have been following them for 14, 15 plus years, so we have seen their children grow up, right? We're going to start seeing the ramifications of putting you and your children's business on TV, embarrassing your children. We have to be mindful of these things. We have to think about the children and their future. We have to think about the children and them present day. What it is like for these babies to go into school and endure gossip and talk from not only the kids, but the parents who watch these shows. You think that these kids are not watching these shows? I was in junior high school watching The Real World. I was in junior high school watching adult content. If you think that these kids are not old enough to know what's going on, you need a serious check-in with reality. I don't appreciate what Gordon and Mia are doing, and I'm just really thinking about Jeremiah at this time, and my heart really goes out to him because it doesn't seem as though the adults around him have anything in the way of discernment or good judgment. Anyway, I don't know. It's just like, can this not be handled with more tenderness and more care? Everything is not a TV moment. Everything is not to be splayed out for TV. There are some things that are sacred and should be regarded as such. Anyway, we get another scene where Ashley is meeting up with her divorce attorney. She says that after 2 years, she is finally ready to get a divorce. We are introduced to another confessional look where Ashley Darby looks like a wet rat. This blonde, I don't know, this wet look, platinum blonde. Take that down. Take that down. Ashley is trolling us. There's no way that she thinks that this looks good. I've seen Ashley look really nice. Promo look for the trailer, she looked really great with the big drag queen, the big billowing curly wig. That looked fab. And the color, you know, it went nicely with her complexion. Ashley can look nice sometimes, but choices. So we meet Vivian, who is one of Karen's friends. She is an older woman. She is a boutique owner. We also get introduced to Stacy. Stacy, we learn, used to work for QVC. Stacy is, pumping down the little runway, down the little catwalk. Stacy looks really good, but you can tell by the way that she's styled that she's definitely an older woman. Like the way she's styled actually gives her away because she looks really fab. But in any case, back to Vivian. I don't know what Vivian's deal is. I don't really know the situation with her, but all I know is that I want to see her around more. There is something about Vivian's presence that is so intriguing to me. Did anybody else feel like that? Where did she come from? How did she come to be a boutique owner? She's styling all of these fabulous women. She seems to be friends with all of these fabulous women. And I want to know what's going on with Miss Vivian. I am actually a little bit obsessed with her. I'm not going to hold you. I'm just loving her presence. This green dress that she has on, this ombre bob. There's just something about Vivian that I'm really digging. I need to see more of her. I need to know what's going on with her. In the next scene, we see Gizelle setting up this Hattitude party. We get a confessional look where we see Gizelle has on this kind of brown, it's like a bronze dress actually. And I actually think that this is one of Giselle's softer, prettier moments. She has a rough time in her confessional looks. So I'm giving Gizelle a compliment. I'm not sure how many more we'll get, but I thought she did look really nice. And then Ashley comes into the party. She comes in first. She has on this absolutely awful synthetic wig, beauty supply wig. Ashley, I know you can get better wigs than that, so I don't even know why this has to be a thing. Ashley comes in with a care basket that has some Uber cards, a water bottle, and some other activities for Karen to get into. Now, I'm not a fan of Ashley. I do not care for Ashley at all. I actually can't stand her, but I did think that that was a key. If it was anybody else, we would be giving them a hard time as well. So we can't take it easy on Karen just because she's our fave, right? Gizelle says that since her dad has passed, she has gained a little bit more in the way of empathy and compassion. Gizelle, we'll see. We'll see. I'm taking what you're saying with a grain of salt because I've never seen you have empathy or compassion in the 9 years you've been on my TV. I got my good eye on you, Miss Thing. She's saying that tomorrow is not promised. Well, tomorrow wasn't promised when you were at the reunion and you were still having all of that attitude towards Wendy for no reason. But again, Gizelle says that we're moving forward on a new foot. Fine. We're just going to take what she says, once again, with a grain of salt. So now we have Jacqueline coming into the party, who is, as we remember, Mia's best friend. And then Mia comes in. we get introduced to a woman named Jazzy. Now, we learned that Jazzy is or was a flight attendant. I'm not sure if she still does it. And that her man plays for the NFL. They have 2 Super Bowl wins under their belt. And I said, yes, ma'am. The brown skin honeys are coming back to the forefront. We need to see more of this. I love to see this. The money girls are coming to the forefront. Here comes the money. Okay? This is what we've been wanting to see this whole time. All right, so all of the girls are sitting down. Jacqueline says that Karen called her. Apparently, she was a little tipsy. She says that it didn't sound like a normal Karen conversation. I don't even know why this had to be mentioned. I mean, if Karen is drunk in her own house, it kind of is what it is. All right, so in walks Karen, Miss Fashionably Late. I think her energy is a little bit pensive because she knows that the women have been talking about her. She comes in with my new favorite, Vivian, Miss Boutique Owner. So all of the women are sitting together. Gizelle says, I've had a lot of questions for Karen. I'm sure you all have a lot of questions as well. And Karen is like, I want to know who else has questions and who's going to be a real friend and who's going to be a fake bitch. I guess that's valid. But to some degree, Karen, you're going to have to know that these women are going to be talking about you, right? They're going to be talking about the situation. It kind of just is what it is. Like, this is a moment where you kind of just have to, take your L. People are going to talk bad about you. You did something that was actually pretty awful. Yes, as a friend, I'm going to have compassion for where you were at that time, but I'm going to tell you, you're out of control, you're out of order, and something needs to be done. What can I do to help you as a friend? Do you need me to come with you to AA meetings? What does showing up look like for Karen right now? You know what I mean? So the ladies get into this conversation about Mia, Gordon, and Ink. We have Jacqueline piping up and saying that she really thinks that Ink and Mia are great together and that her and Gordon seemed more like a business relationship. I feel like Jacqueline does too much sometimes. She wants to prove her friendship to Mia, and it's like, girl, Mia can speak for herself. We don't need you to pipe up on Mia's behalf because I don't know. I feel like sometimes Jacqueline is willing to sound silly for Mia, and I don't really like it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it just sounds ridiculous to me. So the ladies are, naturally screwing up their faces, and they're like, okay, well, does Gordon know that it was a business arrangement only? Now, to some degree, all marriages are a business arrangement. And a lot of the times you'll see divorce because of what? Finances, the business. If you're bad with money in a marriage, you're bad for business. You're bad, within the context of the business of marriage. You get what I'm saying? So Karen pipes up and says that this has got to be more than a business and that you gave birth to this man's children. Karen says she feels a certain type of way about G, and when they shared that the world had seen the children in the bed with another man who wasn't Gordon, Stacy says, oh my gosh, I thought that was kind of funny. Stacy, have you watched this show? These women don't have a filter. They say very out of order things to each other in very casual settings. So her being kind of flabbergasted and shot was kind of a key to me. It tickled me. Karen says that it really bothered her that the babies' faces were plastered all over the news. And, that kind of bothered me too, to be honest, because now she has positioned herself to be central to the story with all of this paternity mess that she has going on. It's just so messy that I'm just like, is it really worth it? Is it really worth it to put your children's business in the street in this way? To you, it's not really a big deal, but these kids got to go to school. Children are relentless at school. It's going to be this whole, oh, you don't know who your daddy is, and oh, your mom is a hoe, she was in bed with another man. Like, it's going to be so much worse than what I'm, thinking of. Kids are vicious and venomous. Gizelle is piping up to say that you should not have mixed ink with Gordon. There's too much mixing and mingling going on. And she says, I get why Gordon went off. I get why he had a fit. And then we have Wendy speaking up saying, hey guys, don't you all think that this is a little heavy? We're all mothers here. I'm sorry, Wendy. Why are you speaking up on behalf of Wendy? Wendy can defend herself. Wendy assaulted you just 2 seasons ago. Did you forget that? Wendy, just last season, whenever Gizelle was talking about your mom and your mom was sick or whatever like that, there was a bird that flew over to the fence. And Mia said, is that your mother? So now you want to defend her as a mother? Wendy, I like you, but I can tell I'm going to have a hard time with you this season as well. I can already tell, because I'm really tired of the pick me behavior. I'm tired of the ass kissing. I'm tired of you piping up when it's not your turn to pipe up. You giving a fuck when it's not your turn to give a fuck. Mia says that it's fucked up that Gizelle and Karen are saying that she didn't protect her children, but Mia, you didn't. I really don't expect a whole lot from Ink, because to me, he's just some nigga. I don't know anything about this man. But between Mia and Gordon, you both ought to be ashamed of yourselves. You ought to be ashamed for bringing this story to national TV, to this type of platform. I'm disgusted. And what are you going to tell your children? What are you going to tell Jeremiah? That mommy and daddy just had to get to the bag? Just had to. And didn't give a damn that their own son was collateral damage. I really hope that the bag was worth it when Jeremiah grows up to hate you all. Why is it that Jeremiah or, both of your kids or whoever saw you in bed with Ink before you had this introduction? And my thing is, there needs to be a certain amount of time where your kids are getting to know this man before they see their mom in bed with a new man. It's just very inappropriate. It's very sloppy. There needs to be more care. There needs to be more thought when it comes to these children. There's a way to do that. It could be traumatizing to see somebody who is not your father in bed with your mother. It's like, what the hell is going on here? That could be very confusing, very disorienting to a child who has been raised with their father their whole life. Anyway, y'all, that was the episode. I thought it was a decent episode. You know what I mean? I enjoyed the new energy of the women that are being brought into the fold. I'm very interested in Stacey. I want to know what all she got going on. Y'all know I'm obsessed with Vivian. I have to know her story. I hope that she can eventually become like a full-time housewife. Like, I just need to see more of Vivian. Like, I need to know what all is going on. But in any case, drop down in the comments with me. I want to hear from y'all. Hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't already. See y'all for the next one. Peace.